What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, came across this video, had to check it out. I just did like a little quiz trying to see which Nordic country do I belong to type of thing. So I was looking at some more things about Nordic countries. So we got, why do Nordic countries work so well for everyone? And this is from World Economic Forum. The comments are turned off, so I thought the thumbnail was pretty interesting right there. Open the borders, no one is illegal. That's pretty interesting right there. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts on it because, it's different. Me personally, I think when it comes to certain countries around the world, it seems like everything works good and works better when there's not too many people. When you start flooding and it start becoming a lot of people, it's totally different. It makes everything, it changes a lot. It changes everything, really. So we're going to see why another country works so well for everybody. Social mobility.
When you have equal opportunities, you use the whole talent, and that makes the country really also competitive. People think that, isn't that extremely expensive for the state? Don't you have to have very high taxes? The reality is, what is expensive is if you have a system where all children don't have an opportunity to have quality education. Just imagine the talent you lose with such a system. And if you look at, for example, the taxes in Norway on income, they're not much higher than in other states or countries where you have to pay for the school, and there are very divided education system.
Which is crazy because, of course, our primary school here, elementary, high school, middle school, high school, of course, we get it free. I can't say if it's of a great quality here in the States, but we get it free. But then we go to college and we paying hundreds of thousands, like people are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for a college education to get a job that don't even pay you that much. They'll probably make back what they pay for college in like 10 years, which is crazy, depending on what you're studying, of course. But that's why I feel like here in the States, college should be free, create those opportunities. But I know a lot of smart people that didn't even go to college just because they couldn't afford it. And it's sad because now we have to pay our college. We still have to pay our loans. We thought they were going to get rid of them, but they denied it. And now people are back paying their student loans here in the States. It's wild. Oh, the loan is wild agenda. Affordable housing.
99% of children in Finland go to public schools. They have the same opportunities, all children, to have access to quality education. And just imagine what a force this is for a country when we're moving from capitalism to talentism. You're not better than the way you treat your talent. And if you then can give high quality education to all your children, not really use more money than other countries, but you use it strategically, I think this is a model other countries should learn from. One should not forget that many of the Nordic countries were one of the more poor countries in Europe 100 years ago. So the Nordics started to have a universal free education at least 100 years ago for all children. Then there was a big focus on anti-corruption. So the corruption level is very, very low. Then one also included women in the workforce much more than in other countries. And of course, if you have 70-80% of the population being part of the workforce, you also produce more, then you can better pay also for free education, free high quality health care.
Which those two things are always the main things when it comes to why people leave. Why people leave the United States to go to another country. Mainly talking about Europe. I've seen people leave to go to some other countries. Of course, still in the Americas or in Asia, but yeah, it sucks that it literally costs you an arm and a leg. It literally costs you an arm and a leg just to get seen at the doctor. Work-life balance, another big thing. Dang. How you say that?
It is not such a big problem in the Nordic countries because people know that they have a safety system. Then they look for another job, and that also changes the structure of the economy much faster. So if a company has to lay off people, it can make the structural changes, and people are not that negative to it. And when you're faced with the fourth industrial revolution, you also have to change sometimes. You cannot stop the changes because that can negatively impact your competitiveness, but that's much easier to do if you have a safety system. So I think it is really interesting to see that something that can be seen as a disadvantage is really an advantage also for competitiveness for these economies, provided they do it right.
What does the future hold? I wonder where it is now, since this was just okay, strictly
As a Norwegian, I'm not objective, but when Norway celebrates its National Day on 17th of May, there is no military to be seen. There are children in primary school in the streets with the national flag, national costume, celebrating the National Day. It's just a celebration of values, freedom of speech, democracy, also inclusiveness, and I think this is the positive way of bringing a country together. You can be proud of your country, but not this beggar your neighbor approach. You should not beggar your neighbor. You should prosper your neighbor, and that's also good for you.
I like that. The States, wow, we can learn a lot. We can learn a lot. I wouldn't even say the most of just learning, because we need to start putting some things into play, into action out here. But yeah, I think two biggest things always gonna be healthcare and education. I thought we was on to something with the education thing here, but they didn't want to cancel the student debt, the student loan, which is crazy because it was sad that people, don't get me wrong, there were some people that paid off their student debt, years ago and all that stuff. But it's sad. It's like some people were like, wait a minute, I had to pay mine, they need to pay theirs type of thing. It's a bunch of, I feel like here in the state, it's a bunch of like selfishness. It's a lot of selfishness there. I can't even say it's a little bit. It's a lot of selfishness here in the state. Me personally, I know as the generations go on, things should be better, easier for these generations, because that's how it is for us. But there's some people, they so selfish. They like, no, I had to do it, they need to do it type of attitude. So very sad that people think that way. You would think if I knew I had to pay all this money, it's like there got to be a better way we can work something so people that come after me don't have to do this, but people don't think that way. People think of themselves a lot here, so very sad. But yeah, there's a lot of things I've seen Nordic countries do well that really can be implemented here. Like I said, we're not just talking about just healthcare and education. We got work-life balance. That's another major thing, work-life balance, man, because it's so hard to balance. It's so hard to balance here in the States because you're pretty much at work most of the time. You know, it's almost like you have no life outside of work. So, but that's all I have. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. Y'all hit that subscribe button and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.